Okay, I think the studs are weeping a bit. I took all the, or I sopped up all the oil, and it would fill up right there. John Williamson's 383. This is before the dyno and before the first crank. Jim is getting ready to come and operate the dyno, but I want to get a quick video of it so you can see the dyno. Over here to the load, to the stretch gauge. The water brake. Exhaust straight out. Oil pressure. Oil temp. Water temp. We had our first start, we're warming it up. All right, Carlo on here. This is the very first, Carlo on here, John Williamson's 383, the very first start. I expect a little bit of blow-by out here. Let's see. Over on the left. Yeah. We'll see if that clears up. We'll see if that clears up later after we get the ring seated. This is a small cam 383. Looking good. We're still warming it up. We're gonna make a first pull pretty soon. Just get these rings seated. Check for oil leaks and get the rings seated. Okay, it made 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds torque. We're going to look it over. You'll see oil where the oil temperature sender is, but not at the rear main seal. Check. So that's a good sign. Rear main dry. Temperature sender drip. But front seal dry. Everything nice. Still hasn't seated the rings though. That takes, almost every engine takes 3 pulls. I mean, some are sooner than that. We'll go to 6,200 RPM. That's not a high RPM cam, but we didn't peak. I'd say it's gonna peak at 6,000 maybe. We'll go to 62. And when we pull it, I'm going to go video the pipes. I'm good with oil temp. I know water's down, but that's fine. I'll just roll out. Okay. All right, I'm going to watch the pull, the second pull. That's more oil than usual. I'll give it 2 more pulls. All right, third pull. The second pull was 505 horsepower, 512 foot-pounds of torque. This is the third pull. I'm still trying to get the ring seated. So if the average is higher, that means the rings are getting seated a little more. All right, previous 448.5 for horsepower. And it's the same, 447.6. Yep, right at 448, rounded off. Okay, I think the studs are weeping a bit. I took I sopped up all the oil, and it would fill up right there slowly. I could see a bubble. So I'm not happy at all with the stud seal. I might have to declare this motor not finished. It might need a whole new hone, because this side, it seals fine under full throttle, but then when it's not under load, it's still smoking. All right, I will be outside. All right, last pull. I put it up to 36 degrees, maybe 35 degrees. We upped it a couple more, give or take, and we'll see how it looks with the ring seal also. No, not good. Well, what did it do for power? It did not get better.
Looks like it's lost a couple.
So it didn't like a couple of degrees either, huh? For average, it lost 2 for average, yeah. Yeah, so the more, it's not seating better. All right, the John Williamson motor, I'm going to do a voiceover for all these still pictures, and then I'm going to have actual video near the end that shows, well, I'll be speaking while I'm talking about the piston scuffs. So, right here, that's the bearing clearances that I got with the oversized bearings. It's a bit wider than most, but I like to have that. You can have your high volume oil pump, and you can run a little bit thicker oil. Of course, that was the cam card that you already saw, and details on the crankshaft. And that's the oil galley, the rear thrust, where it divides the oil filter passage. Just making sure that that plugs in there before I do anything. You can see how I kind of massaged that oil passage that is under the main bearing cap. I did, the thrust is at 0.004, and I did have to massage the thrust bearing. It was 1 thou at first, and I could feel a little drag. So I had to do the old sandpaper trick. And I'm actually very happy with how the main fits in there, and all the bearing clearances and the nice king bearings. There's the plugs in the front galley, and I have weep holes in them so that the timing set can get cooling. The oil pump drive gear, I put a new bushing bearing in there, and that's a SKF, or it's not a Timken, but it's brand new. And yes, that's a used Cloys. It seems to be in good shape, but we'll know when we get to degree the cam. Okay, and here's pictures on the pistons. They all looked about like that, and that's with what I did was a flapper wheel. You'll see in the video later. I also did 2,000 grit sandpaper, 2,000 grit on the whole piston, the sides, the skirts, and that was after doing all this, after cleaning, and that was in case there was any embedded dirt or whatever, and if there is, well, it's flat and smooth. And so you'll see in the video exactly what you're getting there. All the ring lands are in good shape. That's the buffer wheel right there. The 2,000 grit sandpaper. Okay, pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As if they were in the engine facing forward, thrust side. I don't know which. I think this is the thrust side. After flapping, buffing gently, and then 2000 grit sandpaper. There's not a single, oh, I guess, you can't feel any of this. All right. Here to 6, so you can't feel that. I buffed some of those edges also. And if there was, right here, if there was maybe a mishandling, let's say, because that, I was like these little, I think that's from mishandling. I'm not saying I did it, but anyway, this one was obvious. I don't know, maybe it was a drop. But anyway, the ring lands are not dented. Trust me, the rings fit in there nicely. I've had a couple, even where a set of mollies came to me from the factory with a like a distorted ring land, and the rings didn't fit in there very well. Okay, that's number 7, 5. Let's see that? I didn't buff that. And the end, number 1. Rings are going to get one more thou put on them. What do we got here? The crank. Oh, the timing set's on. It's 4 thousandths thrust. It spins nicely. It's good bearing clearance. I have 3 thousandths, 3 thousandths, 3 thousandths, 35 thou. So high volume oil pump is going to be nice. High volume oil pump. Right here. M55 HV. This is brand new. It came in a crate motor. And so what do you think about this one? All right. Okay, I got your rod bearing clearances all set. I have the cylinder bores wiped down, ready to install the short block, the rod piston combo. All of them took standard, 25 thou, 24 to 25 thou. And number 1 and number 7 took one under half and a standard half, and to make them 22 thou, better than the 28 thou that they were. So all set for short blockish. All set to get it to be a short block.